Hello, and welcome back to Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. Today, we are going to continue on with last week's doom metal theme and continue out with the Candlemass, which was fairly, requested. We got some stuff from Thoughts Decay, Mytholic Tim, Grim Greaser, Wasteland 101, Sublast, Jonathan Henderson, The Misanthrope, Juan MQ, and Oiku. There wasn't really many requests for specific songs, but we did have 2 requests for Solitude, so we're going to be checking that one out. And something I really like about this right off the bat is, I'm going to assume this is the album cover, and it says Epicus Doomicus Metallicus. And I've been seeing a lot in the comments that we haven't really done any true core doom metal stuff. And just having epic doom metal on the album art kind of tells me we're in the right direction here. We're not going to get any, doom metal, light doom rock, any of that stuff. We're going to see, what's core to this genre. So, yeah, let's get to this.
I'm sitting here alone in darkness, waiting to be free. Lonely and forlorn, I am crying. I long for my time to come. Death means just life. Please let me die in solitude.
Interesting harmonics there. We had like an octave harmony going on, but there's something slightly off about it. I'm not sure if it was just the way he was singing, or if it was slightly out of tune on a couple of notes, but it was a really weird kind of octave harmony. I'm getting kind of an older metal vibe to this. I'm not sure when the song came out, but definitely to me sounds like 90s, maybe even. Nah, I'm gonna go with 90s on this. Giving me some heavy Ozzy Osbourne vibes. That bass is really prominent in there too. That's something pretty interesting. It's not really doing anything complex. It's kind of lining up with the complexities of the guitar work. But it's very high in the mix. I can definitely hear it. Okay. That first note didn't sound like a falsetto, but the second one did. I was like, dang, that guy's got range. I mean, he still has range in his falsetto too, but I just thought that was, his natural chest voice, head voice, probably. Yeah, this super heavy, dragging kind of soundscape that they're building. I'm pretty sure that this is what the doom metal thing is. An achromatic guitar solo. maybe not achromatic, just a couple of or accidentals. Interesting guitar tone. It has like this like screechingness to it. You can definitely tell it's a bit different than modern guitar tones just because its high end is so much more prominent than the low ends.
Please let me die in solitude.
All right. Candlemass. Interesting. I've actually, I think I've heard. I might be getting mixed up with Candlebox. I don't know. There's definitely Candle Band that I've been told to get into before. I just never have. So maybe this was it. Maybe it's not. Um. Anyways, though, so yeah, that's Candlemass. It's I feel like I'm just gonna be repeating a lot of stuff I said yesterday with My Dying Bride, and I enjoy. Oh wait, My Dying Bride wasn't yesterday. Well, yeah, it was yesterday. Anyways, though, I enjoy the music. I enjoy what it's going for. It's not really too technical on many levels. It, I mean, even though we had sort of a verse chorus thing going on, it was mostly the same thing going on in the music for pretty much the entirety of the song. There wasn't much of a change up that really, allowed us to segment. This is the verse. This is the chorus, and then this is the bridge, which they also used as the outro. Actually, the bridge might have been the guitar solo, whatever the ashes to ashes turn to dust or something like that. That section, but basically, the different sections of the song are really cemented in with the lyrics and the vocalist rather than the music. The music is very similar throughout. There's a little bit of variation going on so that each section has a little bit of its own identity, but for the most part, the composition, when you look at the way that the riffs are laid out and how they change over time, there really isn't much going on there. Aside from the guitar solo, there really isn't much going on a musicianship level either. It's a lot of held out notes, just this really heavy, bogged down feeling. And, they nail that 100%. This genre is not a genre that is about intricacies and technicalities. It's to approach it from that angle would be in bad faith. So I'm not trying to put them down or anything by mentioning that, but when you look at the music, it is rather simple, but it's there to create a specific feeling and emotion and soundscape, and they nail that 100%. But again, much like My Dying Bride, I just can't get into these vocals. To me, they sound, again, like I said in that video, I'm pulling in biases and experiences that I've had with this kind of thing, and it's usually done in a mocking way, but the vocals to me kind of come off as cringy, as edgy. And again, sort of not emotionless. There's a lot of emotion in there, but effortless. Um, and I really don't want to retread this because I went over it in the My Dying Bride video, but just to kind of hit on the things, it's a very low energy singing style. And again, I want to put this in perspective. It's not that I'm bashing the singing style, it fits with what's going on in the track. The song itself has these ideas of fatigue and being bogged down and just this heaviness holding you down. There's not a lot of room for momentum or energy, and having that reflected in the vocal style fits perfectly with the themes. But to me, I just can't get into that kind of vocal style. Part of it is the bias that I have of, kind of seeing this done in more of a joking manner than anything seriously, but also it's just low energy, low effort. I prefer singing that does more, I guess. Just a personal preference, though, just an opinion. Like I said, I'm not putting the guy down. It fits. The song works within its context. They set out to do what they wanted to do on every aspect of that. It just isn't resonating with me. Um, so yeah, that's really all I have to say about this song. Um, I guess the interesting thing is though, it's not really a technical breakdown of this song, but it is. Come on. Alright, this song is 5 minutes and 40 seconds. We're talking about almost a 6-minute track. And it's a 6-minute track with almost no momentum. Everything is bogged down. There's so much drag going on in the drums, in the bass, in the guitars, even in the singer. They're pushing their notes to the very last part of each beat, of each bar. They're basically, if you broke this up and you looked at, the notes, you would see a bunch of whole notes, give or take. And they're really pushing these not just 4 beats each, but like 4 and a little bit more, and they're really bleeding over into the next bar. And there's a lot of bleed over, and that's what we call dragging. It's when your notes you end up changing your notes behind the beat, even if it's just like a fraction of a second. And that's kind of what I get with this. The song drags. It doesn't really go anywhere. It doesn't really evolve in any way. And my given what I've said about past songs that have done this, I would expect myself to have become bored. Somewhere in the 3-4 minutes mark, I would have been like, okay, when is this song gonna end? But I didn't. I never reached that point, which I don't know what that says. I'm just kind of pointing it out, but I just think it's interesting. Everything about this song says that I should have become bored with it in the middle, and I didn't, even though the song never really evolved in any sort of way. So I'm kind of interested to listen to it a couple more times and kind of break it down and see if maybe there is something happening behind the scenes, maybe some interesting, um, I don't know, some interesting note placements that just kind of change things up a little bit to keep the engagement going. But yeah, I'm a little impressed that it didn't feel like almost a 6-minute song, despite being a 6-minute song that doesn't do anything, doesn't evolve or change or go anywhere. I think the guitar solo had a lot to help with that. It kind of broke up the monotony, and it was pretty much right in the middle of the song, if I remember right. And that helps a lot. A little bit of a breather, gives some momentum. The guitar solo wasn't ridiculous shred, but there was a little bit of speed to it, especially when you contrast it with the rest of the song and the emphasis on whole and half notes and all of these, strung together notes just create these absurd lengths of time to hold these notes out. So yeah, Candlemass. Um, Not something I would go about listening to in my free time. Just like I said, it just doesn't. I enjoy what they're going for. I can appreciate what their goals with the song. It just doesn't resonate with me. And yeah, but it is cool to hear a little bit of that metal edge to it, even though it is more of a '90s metal edge. Um, I'm kind of interested. I noticed a lot of the comments in the past videos have said that we haven't listened to real doom metal yet. We've listened to doom bands that have evolved past the doom genre. Do we have doom metal bands with modern metal ideas, modern metal tones, stuff like that? Um, Actually, I guess we do. I just answered that myself because we did Oceans of Slumber last month, and that is a modern doom metal. But yeah, so yeah. See, I enjoyed that, but I wonder if some of that is the lead singer, um, one being female, but also that she didn't go for the what these guys in My Dying Bride did, where it's this low, deep, way back in the throats, singing style. She went with more of a traditional singing style, and she had the background growlers and screamers in the rest of the band. That could have went better. You could say that water bottle is doomed to be spilled. I don't know. That's bad. All right. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I. Okay. So here we go. I'm asking for recommendations of modern doom metal bands that also use this singing style, or maybe mix this up with growls or something like that, because I'm assuming that most of doom metal is going for the lower range. Growling kind of fits that. I can't really see this kind of style with screaming throughout like higher like fries. I can't really imagine that. I think I'm rambling now because I'm kind of not talking about Candlemass anymore. Yeah, so that's Candlemass. Let me know down in the comments what you thought about it, if there's a better song that I should have done. There was another song, Bewitched, was requested a couple of times. Maybe that would have been a better choice. I don't know. But yeah, while you're down there in the comments, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell. You can check out my Patreon and Twitter. Links are in the description. And, have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you're watching this, and stay safe out there.